Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over how to make a very simple web API. And the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of my students are starting to make Discord bots and stuff of the sort, and they want to create their own API that they can get their own information off of. So yeah, we're going to be using Flask and pip with this, so I'm going to assume that you have those pre-installed. Okay, so what we need first is we need a text editor, we need a Python file, and we need to have a terminal. So I'm going to be using PowerShell for this tutorial, and the first thing we need to do is install our Flask framework, which is a web framework that we're going to be using to create the API. So pip install Flask is what you're going to want to run. I already have it installed, so it says requirement already satisfied, but you may not, and it is going to basically load for you as long as there are no errors. So let's clear that. Nope. And the first thing we want to do is we want to import our Flask. Then what we want to be doing is we want to grab Jsonify from Flask. And what Jsonify is going to do is it's basically going to turn our Python objects into JSON so that we can actually get them from our API. So requests Jsonify. Alright, there you go. So yeah, it's just a very simple function that turns normal Python objects into JSON. Now what we want to do is we want to create our Flask app, so we're going to create an instance of the Flask app. I'm going to call it FLK, so FLK equals Flask dot Flask, and then we're going to put the name in here, which is just the index. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we are going to create a dictionary that stores quotes. And that's what we're basically going to be using our API for. It's going to send quotes to our program. So we're going to be making quotes, quotes equals, and this is just going to be a dictionary. And you can make this any object that you want, because Jsonify is going to eventually turn it into JSON, as long as it's valid. So let's have quotes. Let's have a guy called Bob, and Bob is going to be saying, hey, how's work? You know, he's going to be checking in on us. Make sure we're okay. And then I'm going to be saying, it's pretty good. How are the kids? Okay, there you go. Simple, right? Not quoate. That is not how you spell quote. So, there you go. So we have a dictionary called quote, and this is the information inside the dictionary. So now what we have to do is we have to route our dictionary to be run on a specific part of our web app. And Flask handled this very nicely for us. So we can do a route command, tell Flask what method we want to use to get information from, and then we can have a function that will run when that has been accomplished. So we're going to do @flk, which is the name of our app, .route, and then we're just going to do /app. And then the method that we want to use is we want to use the HTTP method get. So methods equals the get method. Yeah, OBS is greatly reducing the power of my CPU, and I don't know why. I need a new computer. Now what we want to do is we want to create a new function that's going to run when we get from, the URL at the subsection app. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be defining a new function called API. And then inside the function, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be returning our quotes. But we can't just return our quotes normally. We have to return a JSON version of our quotes. This is where Jsonify comes in, because we can turn our quotes into JSON by putting quotes in as an argument for the Jsonify function. So we can do Jsonify quotes, and Jsonify is just going to return quote in JSON. Okay, so now the last thing we have to do is run our web app, and that's just flk.run. And this can take in arguments that will tell you, the host name, the port that you want to do it on, whether you want to open debug logs, but for now I'm just going to be doing a basic run. Okay, so let's save that, and there you go. That's the API. That's as simple as it gets. We can go to our desktop, and we can actually run this, and it should work. If we do Python web API, and boom, it started the development server, and it's running here locally on my computer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go to this other Python file, and this has nothing to do with the API. This is just me trying to get information to the API, from the API to show you that it works. So I'm just going to be using request, and I'll kind of speed run this. And then I'm going to make our equal requests, and then we're just going to get it from our JSON object. So it's going to be HTTP 127. I can just copy this. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there it is. Copy that, and then we can just post it in here. Or paste it in there. Not post it. No post requests here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to print out our JSON. So we can do r.json. My spelling is so jank today. Print r.json. And then we're just going to grab the object, or grab the part of the dictionary Bob. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to get information from our API, and then it's just going to print it out. So let's just check on the API. And oh, never mind, it's /app. So it's not just the home address. There it is. Remember to use the path that you define. So it's going to be your main URL, which will pop up here, and then this will be what goes in your subsection in the route. Okay, so let's save that, and then we can create a new shell and just run it here. So we can do cd desktop and then run our get info file. So cd desktop python get info, and what will happen is it'll print out what Bob said. Boom. So Bob says, hey, how's work? And then I can change it to say, what did Lucy say? And Lucy said, it's pretty good. How are the kids? All right. So that's how you create a very basic API. I hope all of you guys have a great day.